Hello, this is Brother Miguel here, and the purpose of this video and the subsequent one, it will be two videos, part one and part two, is my formal disassociation statement from the Jehovah's Witnesses, right? Um, According to the rules of Jehovah's Witnesses, when a person disassociates, they have to turn in a disassociation letter. But I am not going to write a letter because what they do is they simply grab the letter, the elders look at it, they look at like the first two sentences when it says that you're no longer interested, and then they toss it away. They don't read anything else, right? They only read insofar the letter insofar as you as insofar as they can discern that you're no longer interested in Jehovah's Witnesses. Once they have determined that, they throw it away. They don't care about what you think because they consider it to be human thinking. So they don't really care about what you have to say. So what I will do instead is I will go public with my disassociation statement. And I will make this video and another video, two videos. It will be a two-part thing. And I will simply, when the moment comes for me to disassociate myself, if that moment comes, when and if that moment comes, I will simply send a link to the elders concerned and make that my official disassociation. And the whole world will be able to access this video because I'll go public. I'll make it public, so anybody will be able to look at it. Anyhow, just to explain my background, I have been involved with Jehovah's Witnesses since April of 2014. I first approached them at the Karlstad, Sweden City Library. They had like a table, an information literature table thing, and I approached them, and that's how the relationship started. We started engaging conversation, whatever, and things went on from there. Anyways, I ended up being put in touch with an elder who conducted my Bible study. I studied the Bible with this elder for like 5 years, right? But between April of 2014 and May of 2017, I was not sure I wanted to become a Jehovah's Witness. I was sort of considering it, and I was attending the Bible studies and stuff, and considering their ideas, but I was also looking at other ideas. I wasn't really sure I wanted to commit to them. But then a certain event in my personal life occurred in the summer of 2017 that afterwards in August of 2017, I made the decision to seriously commit to the process of becoming a Jehovah's Witness, right? So my studies from August 2017 to April 2019, when I became an unbaptized publisher, that phase of the studies was like intensive, right? And I also had to make changes, right? Changes in my life and stuff. So I made a lot of changes. Like one of the big things that I did is quit smoking. But I did that in 2016, a year before. But that was one of the things that I did as a result of Jehovah's Witnesses. I quit smoking. But the big change was that I had to sever my ties to false religion. So I had because between April 2014 and May of 2017, I was going to three different churches. Right? I was studying the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses, and I was going to three other churches on the side. I was going to total of 4 denominations, right? Doing things with 4 denominations because I felt that I didn't want to commit to anything. I wanted to, I thought I wanted to be just an independent Christian. That was my perspective, right? And that was one of the big changes I had to make. I had to like sever ties with all these other churches and stop going to their services and like stop socializing with them and stop associating with them and only focus on Jehovah's Witnesses. And I did that starting in August of 2017. And anyways, in April of 2019, I became an unbaptized publisher, and I was an unbaptized publisher for 6 months, from April 2019 to September 2019. And then in September 22nd, 2019, I was baptized as a Jehovah's Witness. So this video is going up on October 19th, 2021, and I was baptized on September 22nd, 2019. So I've been a Jehovah's Witness for about 2 years, right? A little bit over 2 years. Very, very little over 2 years. Anyways, during the 6 months that I was an unbaptized publisher, and the first year, from September 22nd, 2019 to September 22nd to October 9, 2020, I was devout. I believed in everything. I mean, I didn't really believe in everything, but it's not that I believe in everything, but I went along with everything, right? I said, okay, whatever they say is true. It doesn't matter if I agree or not. Just whatever they say is true, right? That was my attitude with Jehovah's Witnesses. Whatever they say, whatever the governing body says is true. Whatever. Just do your field service and attend your meetings and do your comments and don't worry about it and whatever. And that's what I did, right? But ironically, in context of trying to look up for arguments to reinforce my belief in God, I did some research and I came across certain information that seriously challenged the premises of my belief in Christianity altogether. Not just Jehovah's Witnesses, but Christianity altogether. And I will talk about that later, right? But anyways, on October 9th, 2020, I woke up. On October 9th, 2020 is when I woke up. And from the, indoctrination and this idea of whatever they say is true, I woke up from that. I'm like, no. It's not. That's not the way it works. This is wrong. This is completely wrong. What I'm doing is totally wrong. You don't just hand over your mind to somebody and do whatever they say just because whatever. It doesn't work that way. And I made that mistake, right? I just handed over my mind to them and I did what they told me to do. And whatever, and they told me that in exchange, that Jehovah will solve all my problems, all my economic, legal, whatever problems I have. That Jehovah will take care of me because Jesus said so in the Sermon on the Mount, that Jehovah knows your needs and He'll take care of you, right? Jehovah will take care of all my needs. Jehovah will do everything, and I'm guaranteed a place in the resurrection, the new system, whatever. Everything is fine. You're fine. All you have to do is just do what you're supposed to. Live according to Bible principles. Like you're not allowed to smoke, you're not allowed to have sex outside of marriage, and all these things that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to throw away all the spiritistic stuff. I used to be a fan of horror movies. I had to delete my entire database of horror movies. I had to get rid of it, and I haven't watched a horror movie in years. Since years. So you know what I mean? Things like that. The music you listen to, like you gotta be careful, like whatever. Because they discovered that I was listening to, because I like to listen to like 80s and 90s rock, right? And one of the elders came by one time and I was playing the music loud and whatever, and he listened to, and the lyrics, I think was Nirvana or something. And, and Nirvana, imagine that. And anyways, he listened to it and asked me what I was listening to. And then they counseled me, that about my choices in entertainment and what have you. And then they downloaded for me, the elder downloaded for me all the this music that they have in the JW or website, which is like the music that you have, that you listen to, that is like the music that the organization makes for people to listen to. I think they call them original songs, but I'm not sure. But anyways, that's what I downloaded, and I started listening to that, whatever. Anyways, I would still listen to my music, but with my headphones, never loud. That's what I did. Loud, I only listen to like their music, right? But it doesn't matter. That's something ephemeral and unimportant. Anyhow, the important thing is that I woke up on October 9, 2020. And between October 9, 2020 and now, October 19, 2021, I've been P.I.M.O, physically in, mentally out. And for what I hear, 10% of Jehovah's Witnesses are P.I.M.Os. There is 8.5 million Jehovah's Witnesses. Between 8.5 and 9 million Jehovah's Witnesses worldwide. They say that the statistic I heard is that 10% are P.I.M.Os. People who are in only because they have to. They don't really believe anymore, but they stay in because of other reasons. The number one reason people stay in is because they're afraid of losing their family and friends if they disassociate or are disfellowship, because then they would be shunned, right? So anyways, that's a statistic I heard. That is an extrapolation that I heard in an ex-JW website. So, and Jehovah's Witnesses will say, oh, that's apostate propaganda. It could be. I don't know. That's the statistic I heard. Okay. I know for a fact that there are homosexuals inside the organization who are actively homosexual, secretly. And I will talk about the issue of homosexuality later, because I have to talk about, I am a LGBT person myself, so I have to talk about experience as an LGBT person inside the Jehovah's Witnesses and how I handle that and how it evolved and whatever. But I will do that in a separate video later when I talk about the ex-gay minister, which is something I was involved prior to Jehovah's Witnesses with another church between 2014 and 2017. I will talk about that in another video. The gay stuff I'll talk about in another. A lot of the gay stuff I'll talk about in another video, right? But not here. But anyways, yeah, yeah. So, I am at the point now where the reason I'm making these videos is because I've been pre-marked, right? I think the elders got wind that something is wrong with Brother Miguel because, like, yeah, whatever. I used to read the Bible during the Thursday meeting once a month. They stopped letting me read the Bible once a month. And when I asked to join as an auxiliary pioneer, they said no. So, and before, whenever I asked to join as an auxiliary pioneer, they would say yes. So obviously they think something is up, right? I think they detect and I no longer believe like I'm supposed to, which is, yeah, I figured something like this was going to happen eventually, because what I read on Reddit, I actually went on an XJW subreddit, and there was a guy who posted, a posting saying, being P.I.M.O is great, but you cannot be P.I.M.O forever, and he's talked about there, that eventually P.I.M.O will lead to where it leads to, and you know what that means. So I know. For what I hear in other people who I've seen two videos. One on the Lloyd Evans channel about a guy from New Zealand that got marked. Lloyd Evans interviewed him, and another in another channel called True Faced. I saw a video by the couple who run it, when they talk about when they were marked, right? So from what I hear, these two testimonies of former Jehovah's Witnesses being marked. Marking is like the writing on the wall. You know what I mean? Marking means that, I haven't been marked yet. The marking talk hasn't happened yet, but I consider myself pre-marked, right? They haven't done it yet, but I expect that at some point some elders are going to come here, or I'm going to be marked. The marking talk is going to happen. I don't know. I expect things to deteriorate here from this point forward. But I'm not gonna do anything about it. I'm gonna keep up, my routine, whatever, I'm gonna keep up doing what I'm supposed to do, saying what I have to say and doing what I have to do, during the service. I only go to service once a week now. I used to go to service like 4 times a week. I go now once a week on Saturdays, and then I do the 2 meetings, and that's it. I leave it at that. The total of my service hours is going to be an average of 20 hours, right? So that's good, The minimum is 10 is what I hear. So I'm going to be doing 20. And I'm going to leave it at that and I'm going to just let them do what they want to do, right? They will approach me to tell me, look, we need to like talk to you or whatever. If it comes down to like I haven't done anything wrong as far as their rules are concerned, but the fact that I don't believe eventually is going to clash with the vibe or whatever, the dynamic, and I know I'm going to end up getting this fellowship at some point, right? Either I get this fellow, I'm not gonna, yeah. Either they're gonna disfellowship me, or the situation will deteriorate to the point where I will have no choice but to disassociate, and that's what I expect to happen here. So, yeah. Anyways, that's my situation right now. So I am a P.I.M.O, technically P.I.M.O right now. I'm still in. I'm not an ex-Jehovah's Witness technically when this video is being made. If and when I get disfellowshipped, or if and when I am, or I have to disassociate myself, I will post a video announcing at that time, I am now disassociated, or I am now disfellowshipped, and I will explain what happened. But that hasn't happened yet, so I'm not there yet. But I do want to make my formal disassociation statement videos. So that I do want to do. So, okay, this little video right here was the introduction, right, where I explain my situation. So this is gonna be video 1, right? So there's gonna be video 2, which is I'm gonna explain sort of like the basis of why I no longer believe in the Jehovah's Witness truth is the truth. That's the second video. And in the third video, which will be the final video, I am going to go point by point as to why there is a specific issues that I disagree with about their beliefs and policies, and I'm going to go through them one by one. That will be video number 3. So in total, these 3 videos, this introduction video, the second video where I'm going to read my formal dissociation statement and talk about the philosophical premises as to why I no longer believe that Jehovah's Witnesses is truth, and the third video, which is going to be the issue by issue video. Together is going to be 3 videos, right? And those 3 are my dissociation letter. When the moment comes that I have to turn my dissociation letter in, I will simply send these links by email to the concerned elders and make it and leave it at that. And that will only happen if I find myself in the situation where I have to, if the situation deteriorates to the point where I have to dissociate, then I'll do that. Or if they disfellowship me, the minute I know I'm disfellowshipped, I will send these links in, and they will know that I have disassociated myself in October of 2021 before they disfellowship me. Okay? So I'm here disassociating myself. Whatever happens now is when I'm dissociating myself. Like officially, right? Because this video there's a timestamp to it, and YouTube will register when I uploaded it, and it will say October 19, 2021. So whatever happens, now is when I'm dissociating myself. You see what I'm saying? So if they disfellowship me, I think it's going to happen a year from now. The way things are going, sometime in 2022, I'm going to be disfellowshipped. That's what I think. That's the vibe I feel. But whatever, Anyways, when that moment comes, I will post another video, a follow-up video telling everybody, look, I've been disfellowshipped. And then all these videos will be made public, right? In the Meta Modern post X cult channel, which is the channel that these videos will be posted on, which is the channel, my sort of X/anti-cult channel, right? Metamodernism channel. And then there will be more content in the channel as to what I mean by all these things. But right now, I need to focus on the Jehovah Witness issue, right? But yeah. Anyways, this was a brief introductory video, and I will see you in the next video, part 2, where I'm going to talk about I'm going to issue my formal disassociation statement. See you in a minute.